As a matter of fact, it seems to me that a word that you use commonly is not only that they go from defense into safety, but from defense into growth.
That's exactly in the neutral. It's putting the car into neutral for a second before it's shifting gears, and that neutral is safety, and then it goes into growth. And in growth now, the brain can start assessing what's going on in your body, what's going on in your past, what's going on in your life, and there's energy there. There's an energy of a nuclear bomb in you. There's energy of a nuclear core in you, and that energy itself, if that can be harnessed by the body, it's the same type of energy that'll say, enough of this, I'm doing something different. It's the same energy that gives you the inspiration for a new idea or a plan. It's the same energy that helps your body to heal. The energy that we cannot deal with because we were hurt from someone yelling at us or abusing us or whatever happened in a car accident or traumatic birth. The brain says, I can't deal with it, and it goes into defense. That energy is stored in the tissues of the body, in the spinal tissues, in the discs, the muscles. It's locked up as tension. Inside that tension is your medicine. And to take away the tension without the brain digesting the information, with taking away the pain, without the brain deciding, what do I need to do with this, you've disabled that person's ability to express their healing. What I am saying is, inside that area of pain, inside that area of spasm, inside that area of muscle tension or symptom is your medicine. There is energy and information that will set you free.
So during the level of basic network care, pragmatically speaking, what can people expect when all this is going on in their physiology, in their lives?
The first thing, the two words that we use associated with basic care is connect and release. We want the brain to connect to your body again more effectively. And we want you to develop strategies without thinking about it to be able to release the tension from the muscles, the nerves, the discs. The tension's been around the connective tissue in your body. So what happens as someone progresses in basic care, and basic care is the basic care you get throughout your lifetime. A person could be in network care for several years, and research shows the longer a person's in care, the greater the wellness results with no ceiling. So as a person's in care, and as they're even improving wonderfully, they may be in a more advanced level of care. Anytime we help the brain to say, hey, listen, you have to find the body a little bit more effectively now, a little more refined. Let's practice the scales in healing a little bit more. Every time the body says I have to release tension a little more effectively, efficiently, we go back to basic care.
So it's not like you graduate from one level, leave it behind permanently, go to another. Rather, it's more like the foundation of a building which continues to stand.
That's exactly it. And what happens is this: the more connected you are to your body, the more any disconnection becomes more of an annoyance. The more fine-tuned you are, the less you'll tolerate the way you used to be.
So you can not only recognize tension better, you can release it faster, more easily, more naturally?
Yes, well, Joel, just on the table before, what happened? I just held a few gentle contacts.
To me, you're some kind of a weird magician, okay? I get on the table, you touch me in a very subtle way. Suddenly I either want to laugh, cry, wiggle, move all around, stretch, rock, all from apparently, quote unquote, nothing.
And the first time that happened, you wanted to apologize because it seemed weird, right?
Well, as a matter of fact, I can tell that story right now because one of your practitioners, I thought he was a conventional chiropractor, and I went to have my spine adjusted, you know, the way that a conventional chiro would. And he did something to me, and my body went into a wave. It just began to undulate. And I thought, oh my God, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever experienced in my life. I'm supposed to be experiencing nothing here, and I'm looking like a wave. And I actually said to him, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. And he said, for what? You jump a little bit ahead of the game, but that's beautiful. I have no idea why that subtle touch cued such a profound response completely spontaneously in my physiology. I had no idea. I had never heard of the respiratory wave, of the somatopsychic wave, or any wave associated with this. I thought the guy was going to crack my spine and bid me farewell.
There was so much tension in your body from the previous stresses, it's like it's spring under tension. As soon as the brain went into safety and started moving into growth, that energy was released to move the parts that did not move for years, to release emotion that had not been expressed for years. The power of life itself is so enormous, it has to be able to have an outlet to express itself. And in basic care, we are looking to establish the basic channel of connection, energy, tension-wise, breath-wise. The breath starts moving all of a sudden, like someone took a bicycle pump, and you start feeling your chest expand. Interesting. Some studies lately actually suggest that many people who have asthma, congestive heart failure, heart problems, breathing difficulties, panic. Many of these people, when they check the blood levels of oxygen, the oxygen level is pretty normal. What's suggesting is that in the spine and the chest receptors, the receptors for movement and tension. And if you cannot get the movement through the chest and through the neck with the breath, the body further perceives, I'm dying, I can't breathe. And that sets up a whole bunch of problems from that point on. The key in basic care is most often you might be on the table and maybe 5 minutes. Why 5 minutes? Because it doesn't take very long to touch that gateway. That a gateway is an access point. When we make contact in the spinal gateway near where the spinal cord attaches to the vertebra, in the top and the bottom of the spine, we just touch that spot. That spot cues the brain to go from defense into safety. Then the brain is able to set up its software programs to assess what's really going on. It says, boy, did you realize how you put your spine on it last week or last year? And it starts shifting that and starts changing the tension patterns of that and starts reorganizing of that. And initially, someone may be on the table and you may say, did you feel how your shoulder just moved? The person said, well, it was itchy. Or my clothes were tight. And you do it again, the same response. And that lets me know that it has not been safe for this person to experience their body, so they have to have an excuse of why they moved.
So summing up what people can expect from basic care.
The questions we'll be asking in reassessments, and in part of network care, we have our clinical assessments, and they're wellness, health and wellness outcome assessments, and spinal assessments we'll be asking you. Because you are the key. If you don't know you're getting well, then it's not really happening. The idea is I have to match, the practitioner has to match clinically what he's finding with your self-reported changes. So these are the questions you'll be asked. Are you more or less aware of your spine than you were before you started care? Does this awareness involve having to have pain? If you say, well, the only time I'm aware of my spine if I have pain, the answer is going to be that you're going to have to pain for a while. If you're bending over in the garden, you shouldn't have to wait 3 hours before your body says straighten up. It should be giving you subtle cues every few moments. So you should be aware of your spine, and as level 1 basic care progresses, without having to have pain. You could be aware of ease in your spine, not just tension in your spine. You'll be aware of the contours of your spine and when you curl forward and when you straighten up. And in the middle of it, you'll say, look how I'm curled up. And the brain says straighten up without someone else telling you, without your grandmother pushing you on your back or saying straighten up. What will happen is you'll feel your breath. And actually what happens is the breath entrains. Entrain means to harmonize and function, to go along with, to advance. When two people are in love, they very often don't even have to finish the next sentence because they're entrained to each other. There's a vibe, there's a coordinated behavior there.
Attuned?
Attuned. A team is entrained. It's more powerful individual parts. Your respiratory rhythm, your breath entrains to the spine. So what happens as you breathe, it starts rocking gently every one of the vertebrae of the spine. And as it rocks it, it's like changing the radio station. Each vertebrae has the ability to change its way it's been holding itself and saying, do I need to be here now or not? And as that happens, the brain gets a fuller picture of what's been going on in your body. So with basic care, you're going to connect and you're going to develop the ability, the strategy, without having to think about it, to release the tension from the spine and from your body, to start changing your posture when you need to change your posture, And people generally feel an overall sense of well-being. If they do have a symptom, they may say, I still have a symptom, but it doesn't own me anymore. And that's a factor. Or it hurts, but now I have to find out what my body wants to do with it. In basic care, we want the body to be a safe place to be, a safe place to live, and a temple, literally, a temple for your expression and a foundation. No one can ever take this away from you. When you have that strategy of basic care, a network practitioner holds a contact, lying face down, less than 5 minutes on the table most of the time, and your body instantly kicks into the software of releasing its tension and reorganizing. The greatest point is when children learn that strategy before it builds up in life. When children have that strategy, when people are going through severe pain, when all pain is the result of the body not being able to move energy effectively, not getting out of a perspective, the brain could find where it's locked and start moving it, starting to release the tension without trying to make pain go away. It's one of the most powerful pain-changing tools around. But I won't settle for that because I want the person to be able to get the benefits that network care has shown. And we all know that if you exercise and if you change your diet, you eat more greens and you cut out the fatty foods and you have less meat and more veggies, cut out the coffee, cut out the alcohol, stop the cigarette smoking, meditate, those that improve your wellness?
I think so.
Well, in network care, they found that to the extent that all those things improve wellness, network care doubles a person's wellness over making all the constructive life choices. And considering that between 70 and 95% of all disease nowadays is attributable to lifestyle and environment, network care is something people need to start today.
The promise then of basic care, you'll be able to connect, you'll be able to release, you'll be able to discern tension, you'll be able to release the tension. You won't have to have your attention on the tension in order to release the tension. And not just a return to the status quo.
And have a personal experience that you could trust your body and move it from there.
Thanks, Donny.
It's my pleasure, Joe.
Thank you for watching Network Care Part 3 by Dr. Donny Epstein. Visit wiseworldseminars.com to find a network care provider near you, and have a great day.